Welcome to the State of Michigan Child Development and Care Provider Training Module on Time and Attendance Records. In this training module, we will cover what time and attendance records are and why you need them, what details you should include on your time and attendance records, some examples of how to complete your time and attendance records, and where to find a copy of the Child Development and Care CDC Daily Time and Attendance Record form if you need one. Let's get started. First, let's begin by covering what time and attendance records are. Time and attendance records are the attendance forms you keep as a child care provider. This is how you keep track of when a child was in your care and to keep track of absences for a child. You will use your time and attendance records to enter your billing information in iBilling. Now that you know what time and attendance records are and what they're used for, let's go over what you should have included on your time and attendance records. Let's begin by going over the child information. You should have the full name of each child in your care, the begin and end times of care for each child in your care for each day. You'll want to do this by entering the time in actual hours and minutes, and be sure to circle AM or PM. You should include absence hours if a child is normally in your care but is absent for a day. If you need more information on absence hours, we do have a separate training module for that topic. You'll also want to make sure the parents of the children in your care initial daily for the times you have on your time and attendance records. Now that we've gone through the child information, let's go over the other information you will want to have on your time and attendance records. You should have your provider name, your 7-digit provider ID number, the 3-digit pay period number, the page number, and the dates for each day of the pay period. At the end of each pay period, you will want to sign and date your time and attendance records. There's also a space for you to enter your billing confirmation number on your time and attendance records. This is the number from your billing invoice you see after you use your time and attendance records to enter your billing information in iBilling. There is important information on the time and attendance records you need to be aware of before you sign. When you sign your time and attendance records, you are certifying that the information on your time and attendance records is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. You understand you must keep complete and accurate time and attendance records for 4 years for each child in your care. This means you have records showing the arrival, begin, and departure, end times for each child daily. You understand that if you are overpaid child care benefits for any reason, the extra benefits will have to be repaid to the State of Michigan Child Development and Care Program. And if there is intentional misrepresentation that causes overpayment, you understand that it could lead to disqualification from the Child Development and Care Program or prosecution. Now that we've gone through the details of what you should have on your time and attendance records and important information, let's go through an example of how to complete the time and attendance records form. We'll begin by entering our name, then our 7-digit provider ID number, the 3-digit pay period number, and the page number. We'll also want to be sure to enter the dates for the days of the pay period. We've gone ahead and entered all of this information for the second week of the pay period as well. Now, let's enter the child information. The child who is in our care is John Smith. Let's enter his name in the space provided. John is normally in our care Monday through Friday from approximately 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. In this example, John arrives for care at 7:56 a.m. Monday morning. Let's enter this on our time and attendance records. John leaves for the day at 4:35 p.m. Let's enter that time on the time and attendance records. Now that John's end time has been entered for the day, remember, we need the parent to initial the record. Here, we've entered the begin and end times of care and had the parent initial daily for the first week of the pay period and the second week of the pay period. At the end of the pay period, you will want to sign and date your time and attendance records. Now that we've completed our example time and attendance records, let's go through a couple more examples of how to fill out the forms. In the following examples, we will cover how to fill out time and attendance records for absence hours, before and after school time, and when a child is in your care overnight. Click on each example to learn more. If you need a copy of the Child Development and Care CDC Daily Time and Attendance Record form, you can find one on our website. From your web browser, enter www.michigan.gov/childcare. Then, from the homepage of the State of Michigan Child Care website, go to the Providers section and click on CDC Time and Attendance Record. You'll be taken directly to the Child Development and Care CDC Daily Time and Attendance Record, where you can print the copies you need. Let's review what we've learned in this module. Time and attendance records are the forms or records you keep for keeping track of the times children are in your care. Information you should have on your time and attendance records include your name, your 7-digit provider ID number, the 3-digit pay period number, page numbers to keep your time and attendance records in order, the dates for each day of the pay period, the full name of each child in your care, the daily begin and end times of care for each child, daily parent initials for each of the children, and you should sign and date your time and attendance records. Copies of the Child Development and Care CDC Daily Time and Attendance Record can be found on our website at www.michigan.gov/childcare. License-exempt, related and unrelated providers must use this approved form. All other providers can use the form of their choice, but must include the required information we covered in this training module. If you need more information on time and attendance records, you can visit the State of Michigan Child Development and Care website at www.michigan.gov/childcare. If you have questions about time and attendance records and need to speak to someone from the Child Development and Care office, you can call toll-free at 1-866-990-3227 from 8 o'clock a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday, except for State of Michigan holidays. Thank you for completing the CDC Provider Training module on time and attendance records.